Here we go, folks. Welcome back to the Daily Dose of the Dutch and Denver podcast. I am Dutch, and I am in or around Denver. Here's your daily dose for I think it's like January 3rd. Yeah, it's my nephew's birthday today. Um, and in keeping with my trying to do this every day, I'm back. Dude, Sunday was a mess. Um, yeah, last night was, football gambling. That was fucking bad. And today, like, a bunch of people kind of were speaking out. But yeah, hey, welcome back. Um, Follow socials like you would help me, and then we can jump into it about how the aftermath of the football game is still, I don't know, man, going down. So, like, obviously, the only people that are happy with last night's outcome are fucking Chefs fans. But, I mean, in their defense, wouldn't you be? Like, your team got handed a win. You're going to the Super Bowl. You're a piece of shit to begin with because you're a Chiefs fan. Like, yeah, of course you're not going to see how atrociously that game was officiated. Um, which yeah, now so everyone's saying it was done really poorly, like I said, except Chiefs fans. So now looking back, and I mean, this wasn't like the refs fucked up one call and that cost them the game. Because I'm a firm believer that never let the referees decide the game on one or two calls. Okay? If they make one or two bad calls, you should win decisively enough that that doesn't affect you. But when the referees literally took over the whole game and made, I mean, some people are arguing upwards of like a dozen or more calls to change the trajectory of the game. That's different, man. Like no matter what the Bungles did, they were not going to win that game. That's at least that's how it looks from anyone who's not a dipshit Chiefs fan. Okay? So then you start to question like some other things. I mean, we already questioned the legitimacy of the Chiefs because fuck them. I'm so goddamn sick of hearing about Mahomes. Like he's good, but I don't need, Tony Romo, Collinsworth, everyone literally blowing him on live TV. I don't want to hear that shit. Uh, but I mean, my concern is two things. Like, A, the NFL is not going to do anything about it. Okay? If you think the game should be replayed or the NFL is going to come out and say a word, you're a fucking idiot because they're not. There's no way the NFL is going to admit fault. They've never admitted fault in anything they've done, and they're one of the most corrupt piece of shit organizations in the fucking world. Okay? So don't look to the NFL for anything. Again, I talked about this last night. If you're pissed about it, quit spending your money. But most of you are too stupid to do that. So, and I don't mean most of you listen, because if you listen here, you're either a really smart or you're a hate listener, and then you're really dumb. Either way, I appreciate even the dumbers. But yeah, I mean, come on. If you really want this shit to change, use your wallet. But you're not going to do that because you don't actually have a spine or anything. Like you watch it through all Black Lives Matter and all that. That sided you. Actually, no, I didn't. Um, I stopped watching the NFL for a number of years because of that. because I do have principles and I'm not a piece of shit. But yeah, okay, so the NFL's not going to do anything about it. And if you're looking to the NFL to do anything about it, you're sadly mistaken. And I'm sorry, they won't. Who I'm looking to do something about this is gambling, the sports books. And trust me, this will not be like a public thing. This will be a behind the scenes kind of thing. But and I don't know if I said this last night. Last night we had a lot of cocktails in us and no dinner. But this is after the Chiefs game. I'm not entirely sure that I'm going to bet on outcomes of football games anymore in the NFL. And what I mean by outcomes is, money line, over, under, and spread. Okay, I'll do prop bets for the Super Bowl, obviously, because that's just fun. And we'll do those as the Super Bowl gets closer. But I'm not, I mean, the refs absolutely handed Kansas City that game. And again, if you don't think that, it's because you're a Chiefs fan and you're an idiot. But it really came down to the refs. And man, it's tough enough gambling against injuries and, teams' emotions and home field advantage and all that shit. Man, if I got to gamble against the refs too, I'm not willing to do that. Okay? Because they're judge, jury, and executioner. Like, momentum doesn't sway them. They're just, I mean, yeah. And I'm not sure I'm good betting with that. Whether it's fixed or not, like, all right, I'm not going to say it's fixed, but I'm pretty sure the NFL told those refs the chefs need to win. Okay? And now if the Bungles had done some better stuff and maybe put up, 50 points, I'm not entirely sure that the refs could have changed that game, but it was close enough that yeah, the refs definitely let the Chiefs win that game. The Bungles won that game, okay? And then the refs took it away from them. That's how it went. Hey, Phil's here. Yeah, Phil, the NFL is kind of boring. That's why we gamble on it to make every game interesting. But yeah, you're right. And this is for Dave too, because I think last night I said, I could whip the crap out of any NFL player, and Dave tells me that a kicker would beat me. Uh, Dave, I'm sorry, man. I still think I could because they've become so accustomed to just like any touch. They're like NBA players. LeBron James has an epic meltdown if someone gets near him. I think they've become so accustomed to being pussies. People are like, NFL is still super tough. No, it's not. I don't care what anyone says anymore, okay? I've played football, okay? And I didn't play at the collegiate level, but I played at high school and things like that, okay? You guys play like 6 minutes of the actual game. And for those 6 minutes, half of your team is doing nothing. And then for the team that's on because again, offense and defense are not on at the same time for your team. So, and then out of that, if the offense is on, half of the offense is doing nothing. And if you think receivers are run blocking, you're a moron. And if you think that running backs are blocking for their quarterback, you're stupid too. Because I've watched a lot of running backs, move out of the way of a D lineman and then their quarterback gets murdered. So it's not really that bad. Now, I do understand that in a split second, there's a hit that hurts, okay? Like Purdy. Man. So, all right, I'll get back to this. Just let me finish with this. They are pussies, Dave, and fuck you. And yeah, I'm 250 now. 20 years ago, I was 180. I put on a little weight in my age. Have you gotten any taller? I'm sorry, that was probably uncalled for. But yeah, I got fatter. Of course I did. And I don't think I'm quite 250. I think I'm like 249. I'll weigh myself and let you know. The NFL is now just a joke. I don't know what a catch is. I could never tell you what a catch is. Not no longer. I have no idea. I don't understand why if you just catch the ball and toe tap in the end zone, it's touchdown. But if you do that on the sideline, you got to go to the ground with the ball and everything. I don't understand why, as long as you cross the plane with a ball, it's touchdown, plays over. But if you cross the line with first down, plays not over. The rules have just become so unbelievably fucking dumb and bureaucratic. It's not even funny. And I know you want to think it's about player safety, and it might be, but like I've said 100 times, I don't care about player safety when you make $30 million a year. Shut the fuck up. Or, and here it is for the 9 millionth fucking time, nerds. You were about a player safety? Quit having these dumb fucks spear each other with their helmets. It was like the guy, was the Kansas City game last night where one of these guys like Green or Geen or somebody got hurt on like the second play because he led with his head and got fucked up. That's your fault, dude. You're an asshole and you don't know how to tackle people. I mean, I've said a million times, take their fucking helmets away. And then you will not have any head injuries. Rugby does not have a ton of head injuries. You know why? Because they're not a bunch of dumbasses spearing each other with each other's heads. It's amazing that you make all these rules and the simplest thing to do is just form tackle like how football was supposed to be and get rid of dumb people. Well, Dutch, the whole NFL is stupid. Yeah, you're absolutely right. The whole NFL is fucking stupid. Most of the players are really, and we've talked about this. I don't know why they're the dumbest people in sports. They really are, though, man. They just, and it's not because it's a violent sport or anything. Because I mean, hockey's much more violent, and they don't do as nearly as much dumb shit as the NFL. Point is, God, you guys get me sidetracked. Um, I wonder if the sports betting world is going to go, back alley and be like, hey, NFL, you need to get this shit together. Like, make it less obvious that these games are fixed. Because this is ridiculous. Like, you're gonna have people stop betting on it, and I'm not gonna bet on the NFL anymore. Again, games. I mean, I'll do prop bets and things like that because I'm not entirely sure that the ref can fuck with what color Gatorade is dumped on the winning guy. But I'm not doing point spread or over and under anymore or money lines. It's just not happening. Especially on big games, maybe shit games, where you know something or you're smarter than that. But no, man, these big games not doing anymore. Okay, so I don't know if I actually talked shit about him, but I might have. Purdy, the Niners game that was horrible just because, I mean, they were down to like no quarterback. So it turns out that Purdy was actually like really hurt, man. He tore like his UCL tendon or some shit in his elbow. Yeah, he wasn't throwing. Okay. Props for him for getting in there and just handing the ball off. Stupid fucking props to the Niners coaching staff for that being the game plan. Again, you're an NFL team, motherfucker. Get Christian McCaffrey or somebody in there to throw the football. You can't be that one dimensional. And I do understand that, you guys got blown out because you were down to 0 quarterbacks. I get that. Um, I also think you were mismanaged a little bit because, I mean, most teams carry 3 quarterbacks, okay, on a given day. And you had Purdy and then Josh Johnson, who's a fucking useless hack. I know he's your 4th string, but you couldn't have got a third one. Like, I mean, that's what you do is you carry 3. And you didn't, I know you didn't think to, but man, extended rosters, you couldn't do that. But yeah, props to Purdy, man. That guy hung in there, and he actually was. I mean, he was hurt. He might have Tommy John or something. He was hurt. Um, and he still stood in there and did handoffs and shit like that. And you know the Niners went to an embarrassing fucking loss. That being said, the Eagles are going to murder the Chiefs. Jesus Christ, it's not even going to be a contest. Well, it depends on who the Eagles have to play. If they have to play the refs and the chefs, it'll be close. If they don't, they're going to blow them out. It's disgusting. Chefs aren't that good. They've been propped up all year by, the refs. That's okay. But, you're just going to lose. Like, I'm not going to be as entertained. And I probably will gamble less on NFL, like actual game outcomes. What else you guys want to talk about? You want to talk about shitty stuff? Like, let's see here. So I talked about the Tyree thing where like five black cops beat another black guy to death who's in handcuffs. And I didn't say a lot about it because I was kind of like, reserving judgment to not even judgment, just opinion for, you know, until all the facts came out. And they're still not out, and they probably never will be because they don't really fit the narrative. But man, and a lot of people are suggesting this. I'm not the only one, but it kind of seems weird, right? And like, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Kind of like retaliation. Um, stuff that certain organizations do to make a point. And I know that the cops aren't necessarily that organization, but when you have to fill diversity quotas and you've spent years demonizing cops, so now you have no one to work there and you have to fill diversity quotas, you kind of go for the bottom of the barrel. And the five cops that beat that young man are the bottom of the fucking barrel. I don't care what color their skin is. You hired five scumbags because A, you demonize the cops, and B, you have these fucking diversity quotas. Okay? So this is 100% on you. Memphis or whoever, the Democrats, let's put it on you. Okay? This is your fucking fault. You let, you know, the cancer in. And these guys are cancer. They're pieces of shit. Fucking should burn in hell. And I vote public execution, but nobody cares what I vote. But yeah, this is your fault. But this seemed more like a score to be settled than just like a bunch of overzealous cops. Now they could have been pieces of shit who just, you know, did what they did, but they had this mentality that, like, they were going to get away with it. Or they're just the dumbest five people on the planet. That could also be an option, which Memphis hired to be their cops because of diversity. I just had to get those couple jabs in there because, I mean, it's getting annoying. It really is. Like, we should just hire the best person for the job. I don't fucking care what color, sex, race you are, man. Like, I heard there's like some state, I want to say it's like Vermont or Maine, that's getting rid of like the physical requirements for female firefighters. All right, well, that's going to bite you in the ass later somehow. I mean, I won't. I mean, I know how you're gonna have a bunch of females on there who were, weak, out of shape, emotional, whatever, and they're gonna fail at their job, and you're gonna be like, well, we needed 10 females, so we got 10, and we just fuck it. It's becoming so annoying that again, and I'm not participating in this anymore. I told you I'm gonna say like it is. Men and women are different. We're cut out for different jobs. We're cut out for different things. I, you know, I don't think women should be, now, if you can pass all the tests the men do for physicality and, ooh, I said physicality. I hate that word, for physicalness and that shit, fine. Okay? But you got to be able to do what the man does. And men, if you want a woman's job, which I don't know, if you want to give birth, I'm not saying that's their job. I'm just using this as an example. Then you need to be able to give birth. And you can't because men can't do that. Okay? But we should not be like lowering physical shit like as a firefighter. A male firefighter's got to carry 300 pounds, 100 yards. A chick female firefighter, yeah, she doesn't have to do that. Just give her one of them jackets. Let's roll. So goddamn fucking stupid. We're not all equal, by the way. You guys know that, right? Not all races are equal. Not all anything is equal. Because if we were all equal, we would have all equally contributed to the history of the world. And I just held back because I was going to say, because people are going to be like, well, what about blah, blah, blah? Well, I'll tell you what about blah, blah, blah. You know why blah, blah, blah is not a world power? It's because they're not effective at being world powers. So, the people that are technically better than the people that aren't. Well, we've been oppressed. Yep. I know, blah, blah, blah. You've been oppressed because you know, you got picked on because someone bigger and better came along and picked on you. And if you didn't want to be picked on, you should have been bigger and better. But you weren't, so that's just the way that the cookie crumbles, and you need to fucking deal with it. What else? All right, man. Let's. You want to talk about people's personal journeys or Mr. Beast? We're gonna talk about them both. Which one do you talk about first? 1, 2, 3, vote. Well, we only have one viewer, and he's not voting, so or she's not voting, or they're not voting. Holy Christ, we just got 1,000 viewers, and they're all voting, and they're gonna vote for Mr. Beast. Okay, so I don't know if you guys don't know who Mr. Beast is, and if you don't, I will quickly explain to you. Mr. Beast is a guy on YouTube, and I know his real name, but I can't remember it right now. But his brand is Mr. Beast, okay? And what this guy does is he basically gives away money. And he gives away a shitload of money. Now, you have to do something for the money, but sometimes he'll be like, hey man, I'm going to draw a square on the floor at Costco, and anything you can fit in this square, I'll buy for you. Okay? And people fit $25,000 in there, and he pays for it. Now, he makes a YouTube video on there of this, which makes money for him. And then, he probably makes more money than what he spent. And then he makes a bigger video and, goes to a Best Buy and be like, hey, man, you got 5 minutes to buy whatever you want and I'll pay for. And those people spend $100,000, which came from there. So, again, this guy is not a bad guy. He's actually I think he's a good person, like a really good person. And I hope it never comes out that he's not. But he doesn't care. He doesn't want a flash car or a big house or anything. He just wants to give away all of his money. And it just so happens while he gives away the money, he makes more, and then he's able to give away more and then make more. And it's a never-ending cycle of him being a nice guy and making more money and then giving away more. And he does it in interesting ways, like, you got to live in this house for 100 days and I'll give you $500,000. Yeah, they filmed the guy and he's got no internet and stuff, but he's never like, hey, I need to hit you in the face with a baseball bat and I'll give you $10,000. He's the guy that's like, hey, would you rather have $1,000 or pick someone to give 10,000 to? And and when the person's like, hey, I'd rather give 10 grand to someone, and they go find someone, they give him 10 grand, and Mr. Beast is like, you know what, since you weren't since you were so generous, here's 10,000 for you also. Okay, good stuff. Recently he did a video where there's certain medical conditions called curable blindness, and there's a lot of them, or a few of them, I don't know. This particular one is cataracts, okay? And Mr. Beast paid for 1,000 people to have their cataract surgery so they could see again. That's it. And he made a YouTube video of it. He paid for people to have the gift of sight once again. The backlash from this is absolutely insane, man. Like, Everyone should be like, good job, buddy. I'm going to go watch your video a million times so you can get even more views and make even more money and do more things for people. But then you have the cynical fucks who are saying, well, he only did this for publicity, which you're half right. Because again, if you know who Mr. Beast is, he does everything for attention. But that attention makes money, and then he can help and spend more money on other people. Okay? Like, this guy's not making billions for himself. He's making billions to just give away in ridiculous fashion. Okay? You know, he like sells cars for $1. Like, he bought the car, put $1 sticker on it. If someone gave him $1, he gives him the car. Okay? He's not a bad guy. He has just found a way to effectively monetize philanthropy and turn it into even greater philanthropy. And the guy, I don't know, I've watched a bunch of reactions to this, and like I said, some people are pissed. And Beast tweeted something like this that was like, "Hey man, Twitter wants all the rich people to spend their money on helping less fortunate. I do that, and then Twitter's pissed." He is exactly right. Like, people bitch all the time. Rich people should do this, this, and this. And then finally, when some guy with some cash comes along and starts doing something cool, you're like, oh, he just did it for this, this, and that. Can't you just be like, hey, man, that is really cool that you did? Because there's 1,000 people now, and that's not a ton. It's a lot more than zero, though. They can see. They can fucking see. And I bet all you people that type that dirty, snarky shit about this video, you can see. So you're taking it for granted. But yeah, this guy went out and was like, hey, man, let's get 1,000 people together. And he might come out and do 100,000 people surgeries and stuff like that. Okay? But he helped 1,000 people see. Fucking see. Like, one of the five senses, he did this. And you guys are pissed at him. I don't care why he did it. At a certain point, like, I know, because, I mean, I don't know him personally, but I've watched enough of his stuff that I think, yeah, he absolutely did it for the views, because those views are going to make him more money, and he's going to pour that money back into giving it away to more people. So, yes, he absolutely did it for the views, but he's not living in a mansion driving Lamborghinis and shit. He's re-pouring that into his channel and just giving it away like he always does. So, yeah, he's a good guy. I hope I'm right about that. I think I am. Because he doesn't give a shit. He just wants to leave the world a better place than he found it. He's probably one of the few people that actually wants to do that. Um, and while he doesn't have the money that Musk or Gates does, and may not quite understand, like, he just directly outwardly is like, here's money. And some of these guys do other things, which is also fine. All good people, except Bill Gates. Fuck that guy. But all good people. The people shitting on him, though, fuck you. Now, the other people who are not necessarily shitting on him, but they're using his video, and I'm not playing his video for a reason, because I don't want to take anything from that. I think it's great. You should go watch it. Make him more money so we can give it to more people, okay? But there's some guy that, like, got pissed and disgusted. He's like, because this isn't free in America. Blah, blah, blah. It's just such a simple procedure that people have to pay for. Yeah, man. Yes. Yes, that is the way that America works. Shit is not free. Nothing is ever free. Okay? Let me think long and hard about this. I don't think anything's ever free. And we can talk monetarily or anything else, because people would be like, religion's free. No, it's not, man. You gotta follow some rules and devote your life to whoever, okay? So nothing's really free. I guess life is free. Like, you're born in this world. I mean, it costs someone else. So yep, not free. Nothing's fucking free, man. Okay? And everybody's like, well, the UK and blah, blah, blah has free healthcare. No, they don't. You don't understand. Someone has to pay for that shit. Just because you don't pay for it doesn't mean it's free. It's free to you, but it's not free to everybody else. And I mean, I don't know if you know how socialized medicine works, and I think I've described this before, and I'm not going to get into this, but in the UK, lots of people have private insurance plus the socialized shit because the socialized shit is so inefficient and it's a terrible fucking plan because you could be waiting months to get seen for a cold and then you die of the flu and people aren't willing to do that so they get private insurance. So not only do they have to fucking pay into the, and I can't think of the acronym for it right now, but not only do they have to play into the socialized medicine pool, they also have to pay for private insurance. So shut the fuck up, you idiot. You do not know what you're talking about. Socialized medicine is a dumb goddamn plan. Our way of doing it is pretty shitty too, but it's not nearly as bad as socialized medicine. Again, I'm sorry, but healthcare is not a right. Okay, you do not have a right to healthcare. It's a bummer, but you don't. Okay? Now, that's not saying that we don't take care of sick people. You can walk into any ER in the United States of America, and if you have an actual problem, they will stabilize you so you don't die. And chances are it isn't going to cost you a dime. And if you're old, there's Medicare. Well, they take it out of your Social Security. Yeah, because nothing's free, you dipshit. And if you're poor, there's Medicaid. Now, yes, it's probably not top notch, your choice of the best, but that's not even that way in socialized medicine. It's not a fucking right, you idiot. It's up to people like Mr. Beast, charities of all forms, to pick up the slack. And when they do, you guys shit on them. I mean, the guy did a great thing. All of you should just shut the hell up and be like, hey, man, good job. That was really cool what you did. 1,000 people got to see again. I'd like to fucking smack you in the face so you didn't see for a while. And then be like, hey, here's your sight back. See what you'd be like, well, you just did it for. No, you wouldn't. God, everybody's so cynical. And I am too. Don't get me wrong, I'm super cynical. Okay. I think most of the world's horrible. I mean, Jesus, look at our country. Again, you guys are bitching that Mr. Beast just not cured, but made 1,000 people see again, and you're bitching about it. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with you? We got Democrats arguing that if a failed abortion and a baby's born, that, again, think about this. If the abortion doesn't work, and that baby comes out and it's born and it's alive, there are Democrats arguing right now that it does not get medical attention. Let it die. Let that baby. We are absolutely fucked with our morality compass. Now, I'm not the most moral guy in the world, but if there's a baby sitting there crying and stuff, I'm going to take care of it. The Democrats are arguing you shouldn't. If you still vote for Democrat, you have no soul and you deserve. You have no soul. They're arguing that right now. If nothing else, that is the platform that they're on. You guys are bitching at Beast because he helped a bunch of people. I mean, what the fuck's wrong with you? You're debating whether or not to medically care for a born child. What the fuck's wrong with you? You're debating whether or not, man or what the hell's a man or what the fuck's wrong with you? God. See, this is why the daily dose is going to be so hard. It's because what is there positive? If you guys actually here, you know what? Send me some positive stuff. I'll research it. I'll look at it. We'll talk about it. It's nothing. Uh, we're gonna wrap up with two things. Sharing your shit on social media irritates me to no end, and I don't know why. Okay? Like, I know why you do it. You want attention. And I mean, sharing anything on social media is for attention. Like, I mean, I do it because I want to draw people into the podcast and stuff like that and hopefully make millions of dollars and go from there. But it's all, I mean, it's attention seeking. And I mean, some things seek more attention than others. Like my sports opinions don't get a ton of attention, but some chick shows her boobs, she gets a lot of attention. And if I show my dick, I'm probably gonna get banned from the internet. Funny how that works. Um. Oh man. All right, I just thought about this. I didn't just think about it. I just reminded myself. Mandy today was talking about a culture of violence, and this is the one point. Does anyone not think it's odd that on American television, and I'm talking like basic, not HBO, but like NBC, CBS, things like that. Okay, USA, Discovery, blah, blah, blah. There's no like nudity. Okay, I think you can show the butt, but I'm not entirely positive. But like, you cannot show a pair of tits on ABC, but you can show a body being disemboweled on like NCIS, or you can show like someone's head being chopped off or something like that. How the hell did we get like boobs are bad, disembowelment good? And now I'm not even asking for like full frontal, like spread the beaver thing. I just like there are no boobs on American television. They're on HBO. I told you not HBO, you fucking moron. Something you have to pay for. Okay? But like it's nowhere. But yet I can watch the most gruesome shit happen to a human body. I can watch you get shot in the face. I can watch your arm gets chopped off. I can watch you get clubbed your knees. All this violent stuff. But a pair of boobs, nah. No, no, no. Odd how that works, right? That's the whole like um Jesus Christ. Hold on a second. Yeah, that's I mean, that was odd to me. Um Now, back to my whole thing about sharing stuff on the internet for attention. Which yeah, I don't know, that kind of ties in. Um Sobriety. And I know this is going to ruffle some feathers. Um but if you're I know you want to share it because I think you think it's a point of triumph. And if you have a problem with sobriety, like if you drink too much and can't function and you quit, yes, you should be proud of that. I also am not entirely sure though, because part of me, and I know people are going to get mad at this, but part of me is kind of like, why can't you keep it together? Well, I'm predisposition, Dutch. Fine. Well, you knew that then, and you should have never drank to begin with, you fucking idiot. It's just, I don't know, man. I know you're calling for attention, and that's probably what irritates me is like, you don't actually want help. You just want attention. That people are like, right now I'm really struggling with life and stuff like that. So I'm going to be off of Twitter for a little bit. Okay, fuck off. I mean, do you expect someone randomly to come in and like make your life better or save you? Or it's just, oh, stopping drinking is the best thing I've ever done. Okay, awesome. That is good for you. And I'm proud of you that you did that. But I also think that that's a private thing that you should just, you know, keep to yourself. If you guys haven't noticed, I keep a lot to myself. Like, I mean, I know you guys feel like you think you know me and all that. You have no goddamn idea. This is a podcast I do for entertainment. Okay? And I hope you're entertained by it. But if you think you and I are going to have some kind of heart to heart over this shit, you were sadly mistaken. Okay? I mean, it's just not going to happen. That's not what this is. And if I'm going to, that's it. If I'm going to my social media for support, my ass is ass fucking backwards. Okay. Again, I'm super proud that you thought you needed to get sober and you did it. Um, but shut up. Um, you did not do it with the help of Twitter, and if you were so weak-willed that the people on Twitter like helped you through it, you're full of shit. Okay? That's an actual thing that you need to get over. That you do through the 12 steps or psychology or something like that. It's just, I don't know, it bothers me when people, I guess, are too open on social media. It's like, well, I haven't had a drink in 2 months. That's fantastic. The rest of your life's in fucking shambles, but that's fantastic. And it's a way to start. And I'm so happy for you, but I do not give a shit. And I do not think you should be congratulated on such a fake platform like fucking Twitter. And if you're depressed, do not post that shit on Twitter looking for attention. Go to a professional. I don't know. I feel like this is coming out wrong, but I'm not sure it is. I just, some shit needs to be like kept private. And I don't mean private, but not on fucking social media. How about that? And I know why you're doing it for attention because there's no one on Twitter that's going to fucking help you. Now, if this was like a forum for mental health or something, then I would get it. But you're just doing it for attention, and it fucking irritates me that you're, man. You built your whole platform on I've had too much wine tonight and done some weird stuff, blah 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 blah, and not fuck off. Yeah, it's the fake. I've got it. That's the fake that irritates me. Like you used to be every night drunk, just yelling, hollering shit out. Now all of a sudden you're holier than now. Fuck off with that stuff. You want to know my opinion? Get your shit together. Be a fucking adult. Drink as much as you want, and don't fuck your life up. Yeah, I said I wouldn't get personal on here, but I'll tell you guys a little secret. I drink more than any of you, guaranteed, and I still function because that's what you do. Pick a vice, hit it hard, and don't kill people around you. And I know a lot of you will be like, Dutch, I drink. You don't drink. Okay. Trust me, you don't. Okay. You drink casually, socially. You don't drink. Now, I don't drink in the mornings unless it's, Sunday, mimosas, Saturday, maybe Bloody Marys. Monday, I'm not hitting the sauce unless it's a holiday. Tuesday, not hitting the sauce, I'm not drinking the day. But when it's time to drink, I drink. I drink more than you ever will. So shut the hell up with your quitting drinking on Twitter was the best thing I've ever did. Fuck yourself, okay? I'll show you really how to deal with your problems. What you do is you go to work all day like a normal fucking adult. It's not fun. It sucks. You come home, you get blasted, you do it all over again. And you don't need to stop. You don't need to do anything. You just keep that equilibrium. Keep your vices, but keep it equilibrium. You're not special because you quit drinking. Now, if it was an actual problem for you, I'm glad you stopped. Do not share that shit on Twitter. Shut up. Or Facebook or anything like that. Unless your sponsor is on fucking Twitter or Facebook, I don't need to hear that. I don't care. I think you're a pretentious piece of shit. And it's irritating. Okay? Because there's other people with like real fucking problems. And I mean real problems. Your little shelf fell off in your apartment. Real fucking problems. Okay? That we don't get on Twitter and share. We don't get on Facebook and share. We don't share at all. We just get down and do our due diligence. And I'm fucking tired of hearing about it. You're not special. You just want attention. Quit being an asshole. Jesus. Irritating as hell. All right. Let's wrap this up with a game plan. I know I'll get hate for that, and it probably didn't come out right, but it came out the way I thought it should have been, so it may be a little odd. It's just somebody gets shared too much on social media, man. God, just. Hmm. No privacy, nothing. I don't know. All right. The plan. I know I said I was going to play more games. I have no desire to. Like right now they're just so The Witcher I'm really far behind on, and I got to do a lot of behind the scenes stuff to get where I want to be for stream. Okay? And frankly, I haven't had a desire to do that. I don't know. Maybe I was right. Maybe I'm not into into video games anymore. ESO, I was talking to Phil about. I don't know, man. I don't want to do that by myself anymore. It's ESO online. You should be doing it with people. I used to do like run raids and stuff with people, or trials as they call them. I don't even want to do that anymore because I don't want to be like part of a teaching trial, you know. And I know it needs to be done, but some of this stuff is not that hard. Like once, go through it once and then you've learned it. And if you haven't learned it by then, I don't know how to fucking help you. Okay? Um Skyrim, Phil and I have talked about doing, and I think we might do not like a co-stream, but we'll just be like in a party together. So you'll watch me play, but you'll hear not Phil and I talk about it. We're gonna do the rejuvenation loop. I mean, I think it'll be fun to do it that way if we make it to there. Also, um, the only thing I'm looking forward to is Harry Potter. Okay, and Elden Ring. I don't know, man. I've been watching Courage do the Elden Ring playthrough. I I might just get frustrated. I'm not a like a I don't know. I've never played any of them, but I'm not a, like a Diablo, that kind of thing. But I've been watching, and I watched Doc do it. I watched Lupo do it. I want to do it from an Xbox thing, so maybe. But yeah, Harry Potter is the next one coming up, and according to Phil, and guys and girls, if this doesn't happen, send all of your hate mail to fucking Phil. You can send it to me. I will forward it to him. But Phil has told me that since I ordered the deluxe edition of Harry Potter, I will be able to play it Tuesday. What date is that? Tuesday, February. Hold on. Tuesday, February 7th at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time or Mountain Time. Okay? That is Phil's words. So, if you're Phil, if you're wrong, I'm going to send the hate your way, buddy, and it could crush you. And I suggest you go on the internet and tell everyone how abused you've been lately by people's words. And then I can make fun of you even more. But yeah, Phil says that at Tuesday at 5, I can do it. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be on at 5 p.m. on Tuesday. I got to eat dinner. I will try my best, though, to eat and maybe shoot for like a 7 p.m. my time, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. And we'll dive into that Harry Potter game because apparently, if you ordered like the super duper version, like I did, you get 3 days early access. So instead of Friday, which actually it was the original release date is Friday, but the way time zones and all that shit works, it's February 9th at 5 p.m. my time. So worst case scenario, it'll happen Thursday at 5. We're hoping Tuesday at 5. And it feels wrong. We're we can shit all over Phil. Okay? But hopefully between now and then, Phil and I can catch up and play some games together. He is currently getting back onto ESO and Skyrim, and we can roll with that kind of stuff. And then I'll continue to try and do the daily doses. It's just, again, like everything is just, I mean, so shitty and boring right now that, I mean, if you guys have a feel good thing, let me know. I'd love to talk about it. I mean, I'm excited for Harry Potter and stuff like that. But then you just, you flip on anything and it's like, what the fuck is going on? It doesn't help that, like, currently here, I think it's like -7. It didn't hit zero today. I think we were below zero all day today. Um, Little insight into the Arctic Circle that I live in. But, just, if you got something that's great that isn't shitty, or if you got something you want me to talk about, I'd love to talk about it with you. I'd love to go down the happy trails. And be like, hey man, I hit all my bets, but I didn't because the NFL's fixed. Or, hey man, the Democrats aren't trying to kill babies, but they're not. So, I mean, what the hell? Or they are trying to kill them. Or like, games don't suck, but they do. Um, and the Avs, shit, I thought they were back on track. No, they're not. I think the break's gonna help us, man. We're gonna get some guys back, and hopefully Gorgiev quits. But yeah, some fun stuff would be great. But it's just, I mean, it's gloom and doom right now. We were trying to outlaw gas stoves. They don't want to drive an electric car, but planes it's bad. I'll try and liven it up. Higgins is gone. We're bottom of the barrel, man. I'll talk to Higgins tomorrow and see if he's gonna give us a live stream from his cruise. But don't count on it because I don't want to interrupt their vacation. I want him and Mandy to have a great time because they deserve it. Well, Mandy does. Higgins doesn't. That guy lives a life of luxury. Mandy deserves it though. So, we'll go from there. See what happens. It can't be all bad, but yet here we are and it is. Let's see here. I think that's it, man. This one, we actually got almost an hour out of this. Do me a favor, as always, folks. Like, subscribe. You don't actually have to listen. Like I said, just like, subscribe, share it with your friends. Let's build this network. Then maybe we'll have more fun stuff to talk about. How we have like 1 million viewers. Wink, wink. Yeah, let's do it. Do me a favor, follow the socials at Dutch the Beast on Twitter, at Dutch in Denver, everywhere else. And like I said, like, subscribe, share it with your friends, your family, irritate your parents, send it to them. Be like, you want to hear something funny? Here's what some drunk guy in Colorado thinks. And send it their way. Don't send it to your kids who are under 18. That's not good. I don't want to be involved with that. Thanks for listening, guys. I'll catch you guys next time. Probably tomorrow night for another daily dose. Until next time, bye.